Unless you want to live in complete delusion for the rest of your time here on Earth, you have to come to terms with the fact that life can be pretty brutal sometimes. Everyone you've ever loved or cared about will eventually die, you'll lose jobs, experience mental breakdowns, and no matter what, you will suffer. These are the three biggest brutal truths of life that I've come to understand and accept after living on this earth for 25 years. And unlike other videos who present a similar topic, I want to provide you with some potential solutions and ways to cope with these inevitable, painful truths. Because the sooner that you can stop being angry or upset that this is how life is and accept it, the sooner you will enjoy everything that life has to offer. Unconditional love does not exist. Kind of. There's this one stand-up comedy act by Chris Rock that a lot of people like to quote in YouTube comments. And in the act, Chris Rock says this:
"Only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under the condition that he provides something."
I think this is specifically when talking about women. Dogs and animals are loved unconditionally, but as a man or anyone that ends up falling in love with a woman, you usually only end up falling in love with that woman under the condition that she provides you something too. Now, it may not be the exact same as why a woman loves a man. You probably don't love her because she provides material resources and protection for you, but the only way you even get to the point of loving a woman is because she does in fact provide something for you. She provides you with a source of happiness, intimacy, and belonging. In other words, she provides you with a certain feeling about yourself. And in that way, the love you have for her is conditional. In the same way, one could even argue that dogs and other animals are loved under the condition that they bring something positive to your life. I know I shouldn't even have to say this, but if you're with a woman right now and she is not meeting your needs after you've expressed them to her, or you're simply just in the relationship because she makes you feel like you're worth something, you need to get out of that relationship as soon as possible. Up until I was about 20, I was under the impression that relationships were like a fairy tale, and no matter what the other person did or didn't do, we would love each other. A woman loved me for who I was at my core, and no matter how much my outward appearance changed, or if I stopped working, or I just decided to do whatever with my life, she would have to love me unconditionally in order for it to be true love. But this just isn't how reality works. If you stop taking care of yourself, lose your job or all your money, and you don't try to get out of that rut, never do anything nice for her, and you're a bum, then she's probably gonna lose attraction for you and not want to be with you. And in the same way, if your woman stops providing the same sort of feelings or intimacy, you know what I'm talking about, or starts acting differently than she did when first starting the relationship, you'll probably lose attraction for her. And there's nothing wrong with this. Your partner is not obligated to stay in love with you no matter what happens. Sometimes you'll actually find yourself in relationships with shitty, unfaithful people who just want to take advantage of your wallet, status, or other material resources, but other times that person will genuinely love you, but will start to fall out of love with the person you become. And that happens. That's pretty natural. Now, that doesn't mean you should never do things for your partner without expecting anything in return. You should. When I do a random act of kindness for my girlfriend, I'm not doing it because I want something from her. Every single aspect of the relationship doesn't have to have a condition behind it. But if you think every single aspect of your relationship should be filled with unconditional love, then you're living in a fairy tale. Well, then that begs the question, if all love is conditional, what is genuine love anyways, and how do you know when you found it? Now that you know all of this, how can you stop yourself from feeling untrustworthy of people that show you interest because it feels like they just want you to provide something for them? What I've come to realize is that despite love almost always being conditional, except for family members, a relationship can be a massive enhancement to the quality of your life. What a good relationship really is, once you get past the honeymoon phase with all the butterfly feelings that person produces in you when you initially start seeing each other, is a chance to build and collaborate to improve one another's life. To have someone who can support you and help you think outside the box, be vulnerable around without being judged, and have the closest friendship you're ever gonna have takes time. And this is why I believe that most of the time, true love isn't found. it's made. When you both have a mission for life that aligns with each other and you help each other to stay on that mission and achieve it, that, I believe, is the most genuine love of all. It's a love that produces joy, wealth, and prosperity for both you and your partner. And with that type of love, conditions must be met for both parties in the relationship. I just want to add an honorable mention, brutal truth to this list and say that as much as you don't want to admit it, looks do matter and things like pretty privilege do exist. While I don't think you should obsess over being the best looking, most amazing person alive, it does feel good to feel confident in your skin and have people react generally positive to your presence. The ironic thing is, by taking care of yourself and doing it for you and no one else, you will actually be respected by everyone else. A lot of people ask me about things like how I style my hair or how I keep my skin looking young and clear, and what I can tell you is that a skincare routine is absolutely necessary, especially if you're a teenager. And what I use for my face specifically is Tiege Hanley. Alright, I'm gonna keep it real with you. If you aren't moisturizing and washing your face and body, you're in for a terrible reality when you get old and you look like you just came out of a grave. I don't think one can underestimate how much taking care of your skin improves your confidence in all areas of your life. Tiege Hanley provides you with all the products you need if you want to easily wash or moisturize your face without a ton of different steps. I recommend starting with their Level 1 system, which comes with a daily face wash, an exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with SPF 20, and a PM moisturizer. I use the face wash almost every day, and the AM moisturizer always goes on every day before I go outside. Having a face moisturizer with SPF in it is so crucial to not aging prematurely due to the sun. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm not trying to look like I'm 50 years old when I'm 30. They have over 5,000 5-star reviews, and as a Tiege Hanley member, you get tons of benefits, including at least 20% off the retail price, access to exclusive monthly deals, and free US shipping. Guys, please take care of your skin. It will make you feel better because you'll have taken care of yourself first and foremost, but also because it'll keep you looking fresh and young. And because Tiege Hanley is sponsoring this video, they're offering my viewers a great deal. Just click the first link in the description and you'll get 30% off your first box plus a free gift. So don't miss out on this amazing deal. Click that link and get started today. Nobody cares about your problems, pretty much. Before you berate me in the comments for even suggesting this, due to the fact that I am indirectly telling people that I care about them by making videos about why they matter, just hear me out. When I was a teenager, I was so desperately trying to search for someone, anyone really, who would care about what I had to say and would listen to my problems. Every day, I would try to vent my problems to my friends, peers, and anyone with open ears. I would complain to them about being too tired to work or work out and would pour my heart and soul into trying to feel heard by other humans. Most people would just nod their heads and give generic advice like, yeah bro, that sucks, but I'm sure you'll get through it. And when people said stuff like that, it made me feel like they didn't care. In fact, it felt like almost nobody cared at all about what I was going through. When I realized this, I started to grow bitter. I had a huge doomer mentality and saw all humans as evil creatures who can't be trusted and who don't care about anyone but themselves, because I just didn't want to accept this truth. Listen, I know how lonely this life can get. When you feel invisible in this world because no one wants to listen to you or console you, it makes you want to give up completely. I know you're trying to find that one person, whether it be online or real life, who will allow you to vent to them about your problems and who will make you feel like they care. But I'm telling you right now that pretty much nobody is going to be as good of a listener than your own self. The truth is, everybody's pretty much down bad. It is a very unfortunate thing, but with the insane working hours, remote jobs, debt, and global doom, everyone is probably experiencing to at least some extent what you are going through right now. And unfortunately, every human being is attuned to at least some degree to prioritize their own survival. And when they feel like they can't focus on anything else but their survival because they're constantly overwhelmed, it makes it much harder for them to care about other people's problems. But with the right perspective, this can be an extremely liberating thing. When I realized that everyone had their own problems similar to mine that they were dealing with, the last thing I could feel was like I was invisible and alone. I was not alone in my struggle at all. all. In fact, there were hundreds of thousands of people in the world who could relate to exactly what I was going through. And funnily enough, hearing about their problems made me feel better about my own problems. This is why I share the more unappealing and ugly stories of my past all the time on this channel. Because hearing that you're not alone in your struggle, relating to someone, and hearing that someone has conquered the same thing you are struggling with literally lights up the parts of your brain that make you feel more comfortable and secure, without the need to vent your problems about someone or needing them to care about them. And frankly, I do give a shit about making everyone who watches my videos realize their power and potential, but it would be impossible for me to care about all of your individual problems as one human. The biggest thing I've realized though is that people don't even have to care about your problems in order for your problems to be fixed. You just need to feel that you aren't alone in your struggle and start to do something about it. And I'm telling you right now that you are absolutely 100% not alone, as much as you think you are. Even though it seems like most people don't care about your problems, you can still find communities of people struggling with the exact same things who are willing to listen to what you have to say and give you potentially useful advice both online and in real life. And despite everything I've said, there are in fact people who give and want to help you improve. In fact, I want you to break past your more egotistical, selfish nature and start to break the pattern of people not caring as much as they should. Because it's cool to care. If you see someone struggling, reach out and help without expecting anything in return. We need more people like that. But above all, what this brutal truth should teach you is that you need to stop relying so heavily on other people caring about your problems in order for your problems to be fixed. And I'm going to repeat that one more time because it is that important to understand. You need to stop relying so heavily on other people caring about your problems in order for your problems to be fixed. If pretty much nobody cares about your problems, then it is up to you and only you to make your life work in your favor, because no one is coming to save you. You might be a victim, a real victim of circumstances. Your parents might have passed down their trauma onto you and screwed up your life. Your girlfriend might have cheated on you after you did everything right. You might have been born into a financially uncomfortable situation, or you might have some sort of disability. All things that are absolutely not your fault. But if you're still waiting for someone or something outside of you to magically come and fix your problems, you're going to be waiting forever. The reason I put this as the last truth is because this is the final realization you need to have to make your ideal life happen, instead of letting life happen to you. The one thing you have complete and total control over is how you choose to view what happens to you and how the world works. As you've gotten towards the end of this video, you could have taken everything I've said in one of two ways. The first would be disgust and annoyance. You could say, wow, I guess all people are really just selfish assholes who don't care. Unconditional love doesn't exist and life is always against me. What's the point of anything? Or you could have gone the second way. You could voluntarily accept that life is unfair, full of grievances, illnesses, heartbreaks, everything you deem to be negative, and you could realize that all of these are only half the puzzle and are necessary for one to even experience joy, happiness, and other positive things in the first place. You can choose to stop being a victim of your past circumstances and make the most of your current situation. After all, what other option do you have? Are you going to keep whining about how you don't have enough friends, money, respect, or status in order to be happy? Or are you going to be your own hero and break the chains of victimhood by taking full responsibility over your life? There is nothing more powerful than taking this position. Now, obviously, this is easier said than done. This process of taking accountability over how you react to and move on from something awful that happens to you, even if that something is not your fault, is not easy. But telling yourself you're not capable of getting to that point because this happened or you don't have enough of this is just assuming the role of the victim once again. To break the chains of victimhood, one must first identify when they're letting victimhood control their life. When you start to go through an unwanted situation, feel resentful over what you went through in the past, or sulk in the present, and you tell yourself, that never should have happened to me. I'll never be good enough because of that. I'll never find happiness or fulfillment because of this. I can't do anything I want because of that. You are playing the victim. When you start to blame your problems on things outside of you, like the way society is set up, social media, postmodern individualism, inflation, toxic people, or something similar, even if a lot of those things are actually contributing to your problems, you're being a victim. And when you identify this, you need to ask yourself immediately, What is in my control? How can I view this in a productive and positive way? And what can I do with what I have right now? By asking these questions, you are transferring the power from the person, place, or thing to yourself. And when you fully accept that these things have happened and will continue to happen, and you make the most out of a world that wants you to succumb to its faults, issues, and pleasurable stimuli as much as possible, that is when you will start to see radical change. And you'll realize that the person, thing, or push you have been endlessly trying to search for to finally start transforming your life for the better has always been within you. Thank you very much to all the patrons on this channel on Patreon. If you don't know what this is, it's a platform separate from YouTube where I'm putting out exclusive content, and you can talk to me one-on-one over the phone on there. If you want to check that out, link in the description. If you want more raw and real brutal truths from me, check out this video where I explain why you'll never be successful if you continue to do the things in this video. And again, make sure you guys pick up Tiege Hanley. Save yourself, save your skin. The link is in the description. That is all. I love you guys, even though I can't care about all your individual problems at once, and I'll see you in the next video.